All right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, another tough loss. You guys are 1-3. Obviously, that's not where you guys want to be. So how do you clean that up to make sure that the season doesn't get away from you guys?
Sure. I think it's so important in the league that you own your record. You've heard it said before, you are what your record says you are. So we understand that we're a 1-3 football team, and we really have to focus on all those little things, and that's something that our team really takes to heart, because it's hard to win in this league, and especially if you make it harder on yourself. And there's been too many instances where we've made it harder on ourselves. So that's me, that's our coaches, that's our players. We need to focus on all those little things to put yourself in position to go win a game.
Bubba Ventrone told us that you had a message for the team this week, and it was do more, do more, do more. How do you feel like the team is embracing that mindset heading into week 5?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is do more during the week so you can just do your job on game day. I don't need the guys to do any more on game day. I really just need them to do their job. So more maybe a little bit extra here for their body, a little bit extra here studying, whatever it is. Just kind of double down your efforts leading up to the game so that you can just do your job on game day.
All right, you're turning the page. Washington Commanders on the road again. First look on tape. What stands out about that team to you?
Offense is playing at an extremely high level. I think they've punted 4 times this season. They're just operating at a very efficient clip. Obviously, the young quarterback's playing at a high level already, completing 80% of his passes. Good running game. Terry McLaurin on the perimeter is outstanding. So playing at a high level. On the other side of the ball, they have 2 premier defensive tackles. Not many in the game have 2 guys like this. I'd say they're up there with anybody. And an aggressive defense, a really aggressive defense that fits Coach Quinn and what he's done in his past. And then a good special teams. They have, I think, Pro Bowl special teams core players. They've been really good. So it's really a challenge for our entire team, not just one side of the ball.
You mentioned that quarterback. Jaden Daniels is a guy that's standing out across the league. Highest completion percentage, second most QB rushing yards. How do you contain that and slow him down?
Yeah, I think that's a big part, is trying to slow him down. Really takes all 11 guys. He's doing a great job of getting the ball out of his hand and being accurate oftentimes, and then he can make plays with his feet. So it's really a double-edged sword there, where you try to defeat him from the pocket with his arm and also try to defeat him as he's out of the pocket using his legs.
You mentioned one of his weapons, Terry McLaurin. He's a guy that stands out as a contested catch guy, but across the board, what are you focusing on to make sure that he doesn't get too much into it, right?
He does everything well. I have a ton of respect for him and what he does. And when I say he does everything well, he runs good routes, he catches the football, he competes, he can win down the field, he can win underneath. So it's a challenge. And again, it never falls on one person or one position group, if you will. But this is a great challenge for our entire defense.
Now, on their tight end front, Zack Herz, a guy, what stands out about him as a threat to your guys' defense?
Very, very savvy. Has been doing it for a long time. I think the young quarterback already has a trust in him because he's a veteran, because he knows he's going to wiggle open and is somebody trustworthy for him as he gets through his reads.
Now, Austin Eckler, he's dealing with a concussion, but if he does play, if he's able to go, what kind of threat does he provide for their offense and even really special teams?
Yeah, excellent pass catcher coming out of the backfield, kickoff returner for them. What I really admire about this player is he's got great vision, and he gets downhill right now. There's no fair dodging. He catches the ball and he gets vertical immediately. He gets the ball on a handoff, he gets vertical with great vision, and that's who you see him as a kickoff returner as well.
Deshaun Watson mentioned 3 guys that he had his eyes on: Bobby Wagner, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. How do those 3 guys make an offense go through it?
Well, it's right up the middle. Those 2 defensive tackles and Bobby Wagner playing that Mike linebacker, I mean, they're strong up the middle. Bobby Wagner is a guy that has been doing it at a high level for a very long time. Looks like the same guy to me that he's always been. He patrols sideline to sideline. He's very, very smart. I don't think there's a pass concept that he hasn't seen, so he is able to key and diagnose very quickly. So the strength of that defense is right down the middle.
That defense has seemed like it's been picking up some speed and kind of figuring things out these past couple weeks. How do you slow that down to make sure they don't continue their momentum?
Yeah, I think goes back to just doing your job, and I think really the focus while we respect our opponent every single week, we really do have to look at ourselves and say, how can I play better, how can I coach better to set our guys up for success.
You're looking at yourselves, obviously offensive line injuries. Do you guys feel like you are figuring that out along the way and you're close to getting that shored up a little bit?
It's a challenge every week. Going into the week, you think you might have a certain group of guys, and then that might change late in the week. But that's life in the big city. We understand that. That's how we operate with that, with sometimes uncertainty at that position. We really just get to the end of the week, we find out who's available to us, and we try to put a plan together.
late game down the stretch, you guys have had some opportunities to win, just maybe not executing the way you guys want to, but you have been really high in the red zone. So how do you clean up that so you can continue that red zone success?
Yeah, it's disappointing, obviously, when you have the ball and you don't end up winning a game like we had last week. And again, it goes back to what can we do better. You got to operate cleanly, and we didn't operate real clean in that last possession. So something that we can work on, something that we can double down here this week.
I know you're taking your time with him, but everyone, I think, was excited to see Nick Chubb back on these practice fields. So for you guys, even though he might not be playing right away, what kind of a boost does he give to this team when he's out there being able to participate?
Well, Nick gives a boost every day, and that's just by being himself, being the leader that he is in this building. He's in every meeting, he's at every walkthrough, and then, like you mentioned, now he's finally dressed and out there at practice. So I think everybody's excited for Nick. This is obviously the next step for him in getting ready for playing, and we'll support him in any way we can. But he's really the same guy every single day.
All right, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Ken.